So, I made a video a while back on a sick Trident Maple, and I took the plant out of its container, repotted it, changed the soil out, and conditioned it with several types of fungicide. And this is the tree. Here we have new leaves just coming out, and the tree is growing vigorously. And at the moment I'm letting it grow, and you can see the extension at the top. And this is the back side of the tree, as it were, or the non-viewing side. But of course, you know, we can look at it from all sides. And it is pretty healthy overall. That is a 24-inch pot, and I think it's about 7 inches deep. And again, that extension is because I am widening the upper part of the canopy on the tree, and so I'm letting that extension grow so I can get some more growth up top, and I'm bringing in the lower section of the tree overall. But like I said, with the repotting and the treatment of fungicide and pesticides, you got to be careful with that. Whenever I cut my trees, I tend to, I've learned to use pesticide along with, or in concordance with the fungicide. There are borers around this place, and whenever a tree is wounded, it signals different pests to come in and invade my trees. And I have actually had Trident maples to succumb to borers. This right here is the other tree that I repotted at the same time. It is in fact the top out of this other tree right next to it, and this was a rooted cutting, and I guess it was about 1.5 inches to 2 inches when I rooted the piece. And they're doing pretty well overall. It's a pretty tall tree, and over time as it grows, it's developing more character, and I've thought about reducing it to a shoyin form, using the base of that, but I can't bring myself to cutting it down, so I'll just leave it like it is and continue to grow many more tridents around here and work with that. This is a small grove of elm trees. This was a bunch of cuttings that I had lying around, and I just stuck them together, and over the past season or so I've been trimming them back and cutting. They're developing nicely. That's a Trident maple that I in fact had seedlings from the seeds right here that I pulled from the ground. Seeds fell from that Trident Maple, and I picked up over 100 seedlings, and that's one of the seedlings. This also is one of the seedlings. They were grown in different locations and different methods. As a matter of fact, this Trident was grown in the ground part of its life right underneath this pine tree, and it did really well, exceptionally well. I mentioned borers getting into my trees. That tree had a companion that I grew together right alongside it, and it succumbed to the borers. Nothing I could do. I treated it with pesticide and fungicide, and it just sapped the life out of it. I've got air layers that I'm going to check here pretty soon, and hopefully I'll be able to get something out of that. That's a large Japanese green maple. That's another. There's another. And all of these were transported into the area recently. They were growing out of their growing pots into the ground, and I was given access to them. I dug them out and brought them right here. They were so heavy, this is as far as they made it off of the truck and from the driveway. This tree is actually a rooted cutting, and you can see that that's 16, 17 feet in the air. Well, and then again about 2 feet of root and trunk in the ground. So anyway, that is that. And again, these Trident maples were treated, repotted, soil changed out from more of an organic soil mixture to an inorganic soil mixture. There is organic material in the soil, you know, leaf mold, a little bit of topsoil that has organic material in it that was bought from a store when I originally mixed the soil. But again, there's more drainage at the bottom of the pots, and the soil contents in itself was increased to a higher content of inorganic material. Turfus, crushed lava rock, including perlite, and I know pine bark is organic, but even the pine bark content was increased, but less peat, less of the topsoil or compost. And this is the viewing side of this tree. Again, I'm trying to increase the width of the upper area rather than the lower branches. I haven't cut this tree back yet, but I'll let the leaves harden off some, and the new shoots, and then I'll cut the lower branches and allow the upper branches to continue to grow another 2 to 6 weeks or so, and then I'll go in and trim those back. So anyway, that's just a quick little update on my formerly sick Trident maple. And at this point, this Trident maple is close to 28 to 30 years of age. This tree produced the cutting that tree used to be. That's a rooted cutting that I planted in the ground for my children years ago. Alrighty, that's that. Thanks.